Hey guys, and welcome again to my channel. So excited to show you guys this recipe. I'm going to be making enchiladas rojas de pollo. Let's get started. This recipe calls for cooking oil, sour cream, 1 onion, queso fresco, 7 chiles de arbol, 5 chilacates, garlic cloves, cilantro, 3 tomatoes, tortillas, and 2 chicken breasts. First, you're going to bring to boil 3 cups of water with a handful of cilantro, 2 tablespoons of salt, and 3 garlic cloves. Add your chicken breast and allow to cook for 25 minutes on medium-high heat. For the salsa de jitomate ranchera, you'll be adding 2 cups of water to a pot and adding your 3 tomatoes in the pot. After that, you'll be adding your chile de arbol without the stems. In the blender, you'll be adding your chilacate. You'll be taking off the stems and the seeds out before putting them in the blender. Then you'll be adding the water, about 2 cups of water, and 3 garlic cloves and a tablespoon of salt. Something that helps me out tremendously when working with chilacate is that I rinse them under water to remove all the seeds, and it makes it so much easier through the process. Then I just incorporate it in the mixture. For this next step, you're going to start blending the chilacate mixture. You're going to be blending until you don't see any big pieces left. That way you know it's well incorporated. I then am going to transfer the mixture from the blender into a pie pan. This is going to allow me enough room to dip the tortillas in to start the process of making the enchiladas. Now this has got to be my favorite kitchen tool. It's the Tupperware Chop and Prep Chef. Makes life so much easier. I'm going to be dicing my onion, just a couple of pulls, and watch the magic. I can't believe how amazing this tool is. Like, before this, I don't know, I was crying and crying and crying because of the onions. Now chopped, and wow, I'm just amazed again. I can't hype this tool up enough. Look at how finely it chops up these onions. It's incredible. I'm telling you, Exhibit A. Look how beautiful. Did I also mention it does cilantro? This is a game changer. So I'm going to give it a couple of pulls. I'm going to shake it up a little bit, give it a couple more pulls, and my cilantro is ready. I'm going to add the cilantro into the onion mixture. This is going to be the 2 basic steps before I add the salsa into the mixture itself. So time has gone by now, and I'm going to be removing each individual chicken breast. This is about 2 chicken breasts. I just like to cut it up and boil it to make sure that the chicken is well cooked all around. Then I like to shred my chicken with a fork, and what helps me best is by just rotating whatever I put the chicken in and just consistently going back and forth with my fork. I also sometimes end up getting a clump of chicken in the fork, so what I do is just scrape it at the end and it removes the chicken, puts it back in, and get back to work. Now my tomatoes should be about ready. It's been about 15 minutes of allowing them to boil. Once the skin of the tomato starts peeling by itself, it's time to take them out. Also, when you start seeing the chiles just clumping up together in one singular spot, that's when it's about time to take them out as well too. I now grab a serving spoon to remove the tomatoes from the water. I'll be adding half of the boiling water to my blender and scooping up the remainder of the chiles de arbol out of the boiling water. This is going to allow for the salsa to be nice and thick, but not too runny. You don't want the salsa to be ever too runny because the consistency just makes it taste so much differently. 2 garlic cloves and about a tablespoon of half a salt to my salsa mixture before I blend it all together. Next, I'm going to start blending. Now, the key trick to this salsa is you don't want it to be extremely runny. So what I like to do is just make sure that it's well incorporated with the chile de arbol, where I don't see them sticking to the blender. And then once I don't see that, I'm going to go ahead and remove the blender. Salsa to the mixture. I'm going to allow the salsa to cool down for about 10 minutes before adding it to the onion cilantro mix. Once I have it all cooled down, I'm just going to allow this to stir and just stir consistently until everything is well incorporated. But this is just a great salsa to have on top of your enchiladas. It is optional. We typically have it here in my house. Ever since I was a kid, my mom's been making it for tacos dorados, tacos de canasta, enchiladas. So it's just a classic staple in the house. Really good. Now for this next step, I'm going to be taking the queso fresco out of the package and I'm going to start crumbling it into smaller pieces. I'm going to continue by doing so until everything is dissolved. You want to make sure you have no big pieces. Now for this next step, I'm going to be turning on the stove again to medium heat, and then I'm going to be adding a medium-sized saucepan. I'm going to be adding some oil to this pan, and my preference is avocado oil. Whichever one you have at home works for you. Mine is just avocado oil. We love to cook with this. For this next step, I like to move the oil around in the pan so it can cook and heat up evenly. Now for the preparation of the enchiladas, I grab a corn tortilla and dip it into the chilacate mixture. I like to dab off a little bit of the excess and then wait about 10 seconds on each side to flip it. This allows it to really get that tint on the tortilla. I can't believe I really said tint like it's a car. And it looks just about done, so I'm going to start taking them out. Going to be continuing to place tortillas into the chilacate mixture until I have the desired amount that I want to feed the family for. So I like to spread it out evenly, and what I do is I grab the spatula and just kind of move it around in the pan so it coats evenly. Now we start to add the chicken to our tortillas. I also like to add a little bit of onion into the mix to give it a little bit of crunch when you bite into your enchilada. Gives it a lot of flavor as well too. Now you're going to be rolling until you have the desired amount of enchiladas to feed your family or your loved ones or yourself, whichever or so, you know what I'm saying? But I like to feed at least 6 to 7 people, so I do go through more than half a pack of tortillas. And the ingredients and everything that I have in this mix is about to feed 6 to 7 people. Everything is prepped and looking good. I'm going to go ahead and add some of the sour cream onto my enchiladas and spread it out evenly. I like to add about a tablespoon to a tablespoon or so. Then I add the crumbled queso fresco on top of the mixture. I like to just add a little bit of it. I don't like my enchiladas to have too much cheese. Then I'm going to add some of the salsa ranchera and just pour that generously over your enchiladas. When I say it adds a very good flavor to your enchiladas, it adds a great flavor to your enchiladas. This is just an added touch by me. And look at this, my favorite part. Oh my goodness, enough chicken, everything's balanced out. So I hope you guys enjoy and like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.